Check one, two, check one, two. There we go. That's why we do a mic check at the beginning. Otherwise, otherwise I don't know if I'm live or not. But anyway, hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. It's not morning. It's evening where I am. Maybe morning for people in Asia. But I took a nap a little while ago, maybe for about an hour-ish to 2 hours, and that's why it feels like morning to me. I just woke up refreshed. I was so sleepy the entire day. It's like I don't even know. It's like this. I'm not sure what happened, but I don't think I did anything particular yesterday. I had like some light exercises that I did just to try to get back into the habit of exercising because I haven't been exercising regularly. But this morning and up to past lunch, I was feeling so out of it. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't do much of anything. So took a nap when I got home, and now I'm feeling a little bit better. Came home due to COVID situation. Lucky you're not positive. Good. Always a good thing. Always a good thing. Hey gamer, what's up? Anyway, so usually I would take my time on the Sakuraco box today, but there's something I want to catch. It's a stupid reason. It's a stupid reason, but there's a stream I want to catch, and it's unfortunate because this box actually is really good today. Let me show you what we got. Let me show you what we got for this box today. Let me also move here to the side. I'm gonna put the camera on soon, but let me just explain a little bit what's going on here. So today we have this Sakuraco box from Hokkaido. Well, not from Hokkaido, but the box is filled with a bunch of Hokkaido goodies, and if you don't know anything about Hokkaido, just know this. They're known for corn, they're known for dairy, which means milk and cheese. They're also known for seafood, namely scallops and crabs. And there's quite a bunch of stuff in here that has all the best stuff that Hokkaido has to offer. And I'm actually quite excited, because this looks really good. Though we do have this red bean pudding again. Except this time the red bean pudding, or jelly, it might be a jelly. The red bean jelly pudding, whatever you want to call it, is at least more homogeneous this time compared to last time. Last time, what we got from Kyushu, it was whole red beans throughout the jelly, and that was not pleasant to eat whatsoever. So it's like, okay, is this red bean? And apparently it is. But I think that'll be good. I think it'll be better. I don't know how good it's actually going to be. Then we have the yuzu jelly for later. As usual, we're going to do the jellies last, but let me show you what we got. Let me see what you guys are saying. If you need exercise, I invite you to jog, get bucked up pretty quick. Muscles will be practical too. I got muscles, but I need to, increase my stamina. That's the thing. Well, I think that's a you problem, gamer. I think that's a you problem. Anyway, let's get started here. And there's a few things though that I'm really want to show in this box really quick. Okay, I'm hoping the camera's good, but let me just open this up. Alright, so we have our traditional... Let's see. Maybe I do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let me adjust the camera to reflect that. There we go. So we do have our traditional... Oh. Flip. There we go. It's backwards. Why is it backwards? Why is it backwards? let's do it this way. Camera stuff is weird for me, but anyway. Anyway, we do have the postcard from Sakuraco again this time. It is a very nice snowy field. Which way do I need to do this? This way? This way. I don't know anymore. And let me just read this because I'm not exactly sure how else I'm supposed to do this. Gosh, so many camera stuff. I don't remember having this much issues before. This month, we are pleased to share with you the seasonal flavors of the northernmost Japanese prefecture, Hokkaido. During the winter, people from all over descend upon Hokkaido to enjoy the beautiful snow, delicious food, and outdoor events. For me, the most spectacular sight is the impressive snow and sculptures alight at night. The reflection of the light on the snow and ice is truly something to behold. Yeah, blinding. The Japanese tradition of celebrating the seasons extends to winter, with a special emphasis placed on the first snowfall of the year. There is even a special word for it, Hatsuyuki. And sharing the moment with friends and family makes it much more magical. Join us to take you on a culinary journey of winter in Hokkaido. Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, so the Winter Festival in Hokkaido actually isn't until usually around February, but I think that's the Sapporo Winter Festival. And if you've seen the videos on YouTube, you've probably seen the giant snow statues and ice sculptures. They do that along with the usual festival fare and what do you call it? The usual festival fare in the snow festival. Of course, it's a snow festival. But anyway, so it's kind of weird that we're getting it right now because it's technically not the season for this, but whenever you think winter, you think snow. But for Hokkaido, usually, I mean, I guess snow is probably something that's starting to happen over there. I haven't been to Hokkaido yet. I want to, but not when it's freezing cold. I want to go there during the summer, and maybe once during the snow festival, which is usually, as I mentioned, in February. But we got this today, and I'm kind of excited to go through this. So we got a pretty nice picture. Which way does this go? Which way does this go? We got a pretty nice picture of Hokkaido here. Which way do I flip this? If I do it this way, the camera is backwards. That just looks odd. It just looks odd. There's gotta be a better way to do this. How come every time I do this, the camera situation is always weird? I don't even know. Oh, codes. Codes. So, the pamphlet, usual pamphlet we got here showing all the stuff that Hokkaido is known for, like butter, dairy, milk. So it's basically Hokkaido's, Japan's Wisconsin. Now, I don't know what the cattle situation is in Hokkaido, except that maybe they actually do have all the dairy cows up there. For some reason, a very cold place too. But seafood, all that stuff, and I'm gonna pass out for a bit. Okay, well, have a nice rest. Have a nice rest. And it looks like, this kind of looks like Mount Fuji, but I don't think it actually is. It's whatever mountains they have up there in Hokkaido, or volcano. Let me see, what else do we got? Okay, so a little bit highlight on the foods. I know you can't really see it on the camera because I don't have a very good field of vision, but here we go. Hokkaido dairy. This way. Maybe it's this way. Maybe I need to do something with the camera. But anyway, here's the Hokkaido dairy, and it kind of just looks like dairy in Japan, but basically what they're known for. Japan's first cheese was made in Hokkaido in 1857 as part of the government initiative towards modernization. I see. In 1876, cheese was served to the Emperor of Japan along with milk and ice cream. But everyone was lactose intolerant probably, and I'm not sure how that went well. But anyway, the No, I don't think everyone is lactose intolerant. In the cheese making process, you do have varying degrees of lactose, depending on the product you get. But I think I'm just injecting humor where it's not meant to be. Anyway, let me just show you guys really quick. So we're gonna start off with the tea because we need to get the tea ready for brewing. And apparently this is a genmaicha. And actually, let me shrink my camera here so we can actually get the menu up. So this is the matcha with genmaicha. Genmaicha, I think, is the brown rice. Yeah, so this is brown rice and green tea and a little bit of matcha. And normally I would brew the tea ahead of time because I'd like to do a cold brew tea. But today I'm actually going to show you what this looks like, because so here's a tea bag. I'm not sure if it's very visible on camera, but let me see if I can show it to you here. But you can kind of see all the little teas, like little tea leaves and little dried grains of rice, which normally if this was just a regular green tea, I wouldn't bother showing you because there's no real way to tell the difference unless you have all the information on where the tea comes from, where it grew, and all that stuff. But this one actually looks a little bit different. I'll be honest though, I'm not a fan of genmaicha, and I've never been a fan of the brown rice tea stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and get this started so that we have something to drink while we are eating the rest of these snacks here. So let's get that. Okay, I'm just using lukewarm water, room temperature water. Not cold, not hot. Just so this doesn't brew too quickly. And I'll just reserve a little bit of extra water here so that I don't die of thirst and whatnot. Alright, let me change the size of this camera. I think this is good. Yeah, I think that's good. And you can see enough details up there, I think. Possibly. We shrink that a little bit. There we go. I think that's good enough. Also, another reason why I was pretty hype about this box is because today we have an actual piece of ceramic, which usually in the past few boxes we've been getting like plastic kitchenware, but today we have this. Apparently it's a sake cup. Ichimatsu sake cup. This is, let's see, checkered pattern in Japan culture is synonymous with prosperity as it continues without end. It was used in Tokyo 2020 Olympics logo. Okay, so this is just a sake cup from Gifu Prefecture, which is nowhere near Hokkaido. Not sure exactly why it's in this box, but I am not complaining because this is very nice, and I'll be using this for the tea. It's a sake cup, but I'm going to be using for the tea because that's how I roll here. Anyway, we got our tea brewing, and we got that. Let me see if I can increase the size of this camera. Oh, go! Don't fall, please. Don't fall, please. Thou shalt not fall. Thou shalt not fall. Thou shalt not fall. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start off with this melon bread, since I'm not a huge fan of melon bread. At least not this type of melon bread. But this is actually not melon bread, according to this. This is a Hokkaido cream bread by Tokyo Bread in Fukuyama. So, again, I guess the theme was just Hokkaido, which is dairy and seafoods. And this being a cream bread, I guess they decided to add this in here. Maybe it uses some milk from Hokkaido. Who knows? I know Japan has a bunch of domestic ingredients they use for their stuff. So, fluffy sweetbread has a smooth filling made with milk from Hokkaido. That's why. Bakeries first became popular in Japan in the 1920s, when many street stalls would sell freshly made goods to city workers. Okay, so this is milk cream bread made with Hokkaido milk. Let's see if I can actually taste this. Usually I'm not actually able to taste this kind of thing, especially milk. If there's actual cream in there, that's one thing, but according to the picture, it just looks like solid bread in the middle. So it's like, am I actually gonna be able to taste this? All right, but compared to the other breads that we've had in the previous boxes, this actually looks fuller than before. Probably because the box wasn't stuffed full, and it's actually reasonably well spaced. There's a lot of bulky stuff in this box compared to before, but the bread itself pretty soft. You can squish it down if you really want to, and inside is a whole lot more bread. There's no cream or anything, unlike the bread that we got from last time. Last time when we got the this type of bread, there was actually cream in the middle. That was like one of the best ones. Actually, was it cream? I think it was one of the purple yam bread stuff. That's probably what it was. Anyway, here's a piece for you guys. Here's a piece for you guys. Okay. Normally I'm not able to taste this stuff, but there is a little bit of a cream milk flavor in this bread, and it's light, but not too light where I can't taste it. Probably because I also drank a little bit of broth earlier, so a little bit of salt plus a little bit of sugar really brings out the flavor. This is actually quite pleasant. It's actually quite pleasant. I'm surprised. Usually I'm not able to taste this stuff because it's too light or non-existent. But that is surprisingly good. I think this has got to be like one of my favorite breads, right next to the oh, what do you call this? The purple yam bread from last time. Not bad. Okay. Well, let's see if there's anything a little bit salty here. I did rearrange this box to have the more interesting stuff at the bottom. Let's see, what do we have here? Shrimp curry rice snacks. Oh, I think it's this one. Shrimp curry rice snacks with some peanuts. By Itsukawa Confectionery Niigata. However, made in collaboration with Hokkaido curry sauce Yoshimi. The spicy rice snacks are flavored with the classic garam masala spice blend and shrimp. Hokkaido has a well-established curry scene that often incorporates fresh local seafood. I see, so the sauce supposedly is what makes this from Hokkaido. Alright. I'll buy that. I'm gonna turn off the noise filter so that we have some little crunch action here. It's just a sec. I need to adjust some stuff because there's too many windows on my side, even though it may not look like it. Okay, I just need to make sure it was actually off. Alright. So peanuts are peanuts, but I'm gonna give that a try also. Let me just grab one thing of peanuts here. One thing of peanuts. And here is, what is this? Curry rice snack. So there's there's one of the rice crackers with curry sauce flavoring all around it. Looks very crunchy, but I'm going to try the peanut first to see if this got affected, or it's just it's just maybe a regular peanut. Let's see. Okay. There's a little bit of a hint of the curry flavor on that peanut, probably because I was touching the rice cracker, or maybe because it was in contact with this stuff. I'm not exactly sure. Hey, Mod Talk, I'm a peanut. I'm not sure what that means, dude. I'm not sure what it means. But this one, shrimp curry rice snacks. I'll give you. I'll get this piece is for you guys. So grab this, and then I'm gonna try it. All right. Oh wow. The curry flavor is actually pretty deep. I'm surprised. I'm surprised how deep that is. It's like normally with Japanese curry, you don't really taste that many spices or anything. But this one definitely has some spices mixed into that curry powder. And the flavor is really as deep as the color of this rice cracker. As far as shrimp goes, I think I did taste a little bit of shrimp, but I mean, with anything that's like shrimp flavored, it's either there or it's not there. This one's more like medium low shrimp flavor. Like if you get an actual shrimp snack, you know those tapioca shrimp snacks from the Asian grocery store, I would rate those as high, and the shrimp flavor here is probably like a fourth of that. But the curry flavor, let me just taste it again. It's peppery. It bursts in your mouth, like the flavor bursts in your mouth. And if you put what am I thinking? It actually does taste like thick curry sauce was made to make this these rice crackers, which I appreciate a lot because usually that's not the case. Usually it's some wimpy flavoring that they use for this, but it's actually really, really good. There's a really deep curry flavor. Bravo, that's actually super good. I knew this box was gonna be hyped for me. Knew this was gonna hype for me. Okay, let's try the next thing. This melon stick is kind of taunting me right now. Let me see what that melon thing is about. Let's see. Melon. How do we get to the melon? This is a Yubari melon chocolate sandwich cookie. There's 2 of them. Thank you for giving 2 of them this time. I'm gonna put this other one behind me so that... Oh wait, this one feels more broken. So we're gonna put that on... No, let's do the whole one. So among the other list of stuff that Hokkaido is known for, it has to be the Yubari melon, which is probably the most expensive. No, it's not. Maybe it's one of the most expensive melons in Japan. I don't think I've ever had it before, but with all the premium fruits that Japan has, they're extremely sweet, almost like honey, supposedly. I've had the $7 grapes. I've also had the $14 grapes from Japan, and they both taste very different from each other. It's actually quite something. I never thought that the price difference would matter, but I feel like they're like 2 different varieties of grape. One is sweet and the other tasted like candy. And then supposedly there is this thing called is it muskmelon? Something. There's even a higher grade of grape that is like quite seasonal, and it's like over $100 for one bunch of grape. And I would like to try that at some point. But anyway, today we have the Yubari melon chocolate sandwich cookies. I'm assuming this is a wafer thing. I'm assuming this is a wafer thing. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep the noise filter off so we can get a little bit of rapper ASMR and crunchy ASMR. Okay, so you may have seen this kind of wafer before. Definitely popular type of wafer in Asia. Definitely the type of wafer I used to grow up with. But we have like triple wafer here. This is not something I'm used to seeing. Usually it's just two with filling in between. But we have, let me see if I can get it on camera for you guys. But we have wafer, filling, wafer, filling, wafer. Triple stack wafer. Alright, I guess we'll give this a try. Very nice pattern though. Also, it feels very solid. Doesn't feel like it's going to crumble just by touching it. Sometimes the wafers are like that. This one though is pretty solid. Alright, itadakimasu. Very good. Very good. That melon flavor is very, very strong there. When it says chocolate, I think they were talking more like white chocolate rather than your dark or milk chocolate. not milk chocolate, but like a darker chocolate. It's not a darker chocolate. This is definitely more like on a white chocolate level. Definitely more on a white chocolate level, except there is a very strong melon flavor here, which for some people that might seem a little bit weird, but I dig it. I like this quite a bit. That's good stuff, actually. Holy crap. That's like, I think Hokkaido is hitting 1,000 right now. Because so far, I haven't had any misses with this. I don't really need any tea yet, but I think I need a reset really quick, and we need to give this tea a try. So I'm going to be using the sake cup for tea. I'm hoping I brewed this right. I think I put too much water yet again, but for genmaicha, I think I'd rather have it more dilute than not. Just because I'm not a fan of the toasted rice flavor in that kind of tea. But this is. This is not bad. This is not bad. Definitely would taste a lot better if I brew this either hot or chilled in the fridge for several hours. But room temperature tea, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna have to try it with boiled water at some point. But if I do boiled water and stream, that's gonna mess me up quite a bit. So I try not to do that. Okay, we had something. What was that? Sweet, right? What else do I have here? Corn pottage senbei. Corn pottage. I don't know if you guys know what corn pottage is, but it's a really popular type of soup in Japan in general. And you know what? I don't blame them. I think growing up, I also had some corn soups. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen this before. The Knorr package or Maggie package of corn and crab soups. It's just basically powder, cornstarch, little pieces of dried fake crab, and corn flavor. That's the kind of stuff I ate growing up, just because, you know, it's a little bit tough to kind of to get those ingredients, at least where I used to live. But it's my childhood. It's my childhood. But here we have corn pottage flavored rice crackers. That's going to be a little bit different, though. You know, it's probably one of the more saner rice cracker flavors that you can get. Looks like a regular rice cracker. You wouldn't even know what this is unless you tasted it. It looks very nice though, nice and smooth. Very nice and smooth. Let's give this a shot. Holy crap, that's good. It's like, no, the flavor isn't really too strong. It's like, it's just enough, plus a little bit more, to give you that that sweet corn flavor and a little bit of salt. I'm not sure if you've seen these corn snacks again in the Asian grocery stores, because I don't think you see this outside of Asian grocery stores. Let's be honest. When was the last time you've seen like a corn puff snack that was not Cheetos, not covered in cheese, and actually was flavored sweet corn? Like in the Philippines, there's a sweet corn snack that's like in the shape of tiny little balls, and those are really popular snacks, and I ate them quite a bit growing up. It kind of reminds me of those, except those are more strongly flavored sweet corn. This is not quite as strongly flavored, maybe half the strength of that, I think, but still really nice because of the crunch from the senbei we have here. The sweet corn snacks I think I've had before, they don't really crunch. You can, but it kind of gets into your teeth. They more like smush in your mouth, which is also okay. But this is like a crunch. There's no mushing there, until maybe near the end. But there's no mushing this. This is crunchy. This is sweet corn, and I dig it. Holy crap, that's good. Hokkaido. Hokkaido, you are wowing me right now. So far, a lot better than what Kyushu has. No offense to Kyushu, but I think there's a reason why people like Hokkaido a lot, and these are a few reasons why. Let's see, what should we go for next? We can go for the banana Baumkuchen, which doesn't look like a Baumkuchen at all, so I'm quite interested about that. Or we can go for the Yamaoyaji Senbei. Yamaoyaji Senbei looks a little bit savory on the salty side, so let's go with the Baumkuchen. Alright, we have our famous Japanese Baumkuchen, except it's a little bit different this time. Usually the Baumkuchen we've been seeing so far, we've been seeing in the boxes, are like rings, right? They're like rings because they're supposed to resemble a tree trunk and with the rings and stuff. But this time we have a stick. It's a Baumkuchen stick. Now I don't think bananas are a flavor. Excuse me. I don't think bananas are a flavor that's normally found in northern Japan or anywhere in Japan actually. I don't know. I don't think even Okinawa has bananas, but we have a banana Baumkuchen. North Harmony Cafe Sweet Time. Okay, so this is actually made in Hokkaido. So most of the other stuff we've had are either made in Hokkaido or made with ingredients from Hokkaido. This one is actually from Hokkaido, which is why it's in here. So it's just one giant stick of Baumkuchen and banana flavor, stick bomb. I didn't even know stick bomb was a thing. I know stick bomb is a thing, and I wouldn't eat that. But stick bomb? So my guess is they still made it the traditional way of Baumkuchen, which you can see the multiple layers of batter here that they use for the Baumkuchen. If you haven't seen how Baumkuchen is made, look it up on YouTube. And it's actually quite interesting. I wish I could make it myself, but you need like a little rotisserie thing and a oven. And an oven that you can rotisserie in. So it's impossible in most circumstances. Or at least very difficult. But my guess is they did this the regular Baumkuchen way, and you can see that there's a little curve here for this part of the Baumkuchen, and they just sliced it into logs. That's why you have sticks instead. But this is very thick. That's probably to offset how small a regular Baumkuchen is typically, what do you call this, around the perimeter. But let's give this a shot. All right, this is for you guys. All right, I can't say I'm a fan of banana flavored snacks, but this one's actually pretty nice because it's not too strong. The banana flavor is not too strong. Which, when you get like a really strong banana flavor and it tastes artificial, it tastes kind of bad. But this kind of tastes like what do you call this? It kind of tastes like a banana bread with freshly mashed bananas in the bread, in the batter or bread, I guess, either way. And that's what they use to make this. I don't know if that's actually the case here. Let's see really quick. Banana puree. So they have a banana puree, which, okay, that's as natural as it gets, I suppose. Not fresh, not mashed bananas, but because if you had mashed bananas, you would see some strings in here, but that's not the case. They use the smooth stuff. But I mean, Baumkuchen with the layers, I don't honestly understand the layers. I think it's more decoration than anything. Because when you buy the Baumkuchen, all the layers are so soft that you just kind of bite through them and you don't really notice them. At least I don't. I don't know how it is for other people. But flavor-wise, this is actually quite nice because, like I said, not a very strong banana flavor, which I appreciate because if it's too strong, everything's like a little bit out of whack. But that's nice. That's very nice. Would get this again if I have the chance. Just put that back. That's very bready though, very bready. So I'm trying not to eat too much of this, and dehydrate myself even further. I had to get another shot of tea for that. Taking a shot of tea is a weird thing, but it is a fun drinking. It is a fun drinking experience to do that. Imagine if I brewed tea in sake. Sake tea, is that a thing? Actually, no, it is. Green tea sake is a thing. I bought a friend a green tea sake from Uji, which is near Kyoto, from one of my trips. So, yep, that is a thing. I haven't tried it, but he said he liked it. I wish he could have described it a little bit better though, because I want to try it myself now. Okay, so we went from sweet. Let's go ahead and try this Yama Oyaji Senbei, old man of the mountain senbei. Yama Oyaji. Yama Mountain, Oyaji is old dude, basically. Or, I mean uncle, I guess, but let's just call him old dude because I think that accurately describes what this is. Except it's not an old dude on the wrapper. It looks like a bear. It's a bear with a fish and snowshoes, unless the bear is a bear skin that this old guy is wearing, which, you know, I can believe that. I can believe that. There are a bunch of hunters up there in Hokkaido and Tohoku, and Hokkaido especially has, I think, an indigenous people called the Ainu. Which are heavily marginalized as far as I could tell. And if you want a little primer on some of the wild stuff that could possibly happen in Hokkaido, I suggest watching Golden Kamuy, because Golden Kamuy is awesome and I need to catch up on it. I think I watched until the end of season 2, and then I think when season 3 came out, I just didn't have enough time. I really need to watch season 3. if season 3 is out, because I actually like the series. I actually like the series. Just expect a lot of man service. Expect a lot of man service when watching it. If you know what Bara is, it definitely has that Bara genre in it, but it's supposed to be an adventure, basically. I don't know why I thought of that, but anyway. Okay, so what kind of senbei is it supposed to be? Yama Oyaji is the name of the mystical bear. Oh, it's actually a bear that believes himself to be the king of the mountain paths and features as a design on the senbei made with richer kind of milk and butter. This crispy senbei melts in your mouth for a luxurious snack experience. Okay, so it's supposed to be on the sweet side. I got bamboozled. I thought this was going to be more on the savory side. Oh, and of course, actually no, not of course. I'm surprised they actually wrapped that separately here. I know Japan has a habit of individually wrapping things, but I wasn't expecting it for this. I'm surprised actually, except for the one of the Yubari wafers. Most of them, or almost all of them, were not cracked. I guess this is technically a crack here, but let's just grab that and show it to you guys what this thing is in real life. How do I arrange this? Okay. So this is our senbei. This is the sweet type of senbei, and this is it's basically a cookie. It's basically a cookie. And we have that mark of the old bear. It does feel like a cookie texture on this one. Senbei, if you're not familiar with senbei can either be sweet or savory. They usually they're usually made with rice, and make it as a rice cracker. But it can also be made with, I think, wheat in this one. Let me double check. I think this is wheat. Yeah, sugar, wheat, eggs. It's basically a cookie. It's basically a cookie, and the rice senbei is basically a rice cookie, if you want to think of it that way. All right. You guys grab a piece over here. I'm gonna eat this one over here. That reminds me of something. That reminds me of some of the types of wafers you can get in one of those giant tin cans. Like a thin wafer. A little bit, like maybe half the thinness of this one. It is more on the thicker side, but this reminds me of those wafers you get in those tin cans in the Asian grocery stores again. And this has a pretty strong sugar and egg flavor. When I munched on this. And then when you munch on it, it just melts in your mouth. Like, it sounds weird because I'm crunching on it, but once you actually chew on it a little bit, for lack of a better word, excuse me, it does melt, and it does have this nice, pleasant, oh jeez, what do I call that? Egg flavor is really the best way I can describe it as. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But if it were me though, I probably would have preferred this to be a little bit thinner. But this thickness is also not bad. It's a good thickness. It's a good thickness for this kind of cookie. It does make it sturdy. So definitely very nice. Don't need tea with that one, but what doesn't go well with tea? I think this would go well with tea. Definitely saving that for later. Alright, we're starting to get you the good stuff here. A lot of this big stuff that you're probably seeing on camera, I've actually had to put down at the bottom for the stream, because if I didn't do that, we'll be eating through the good stuff first, and we don't want that. We want to get to the good stuff later. Okay, so let's try this Kabukoro Mochi. It looks like another type of senbei stuff. Maruyone confection in Hokkaido. Crunchy rice mochi snacks made with kombu, I see. And peri green tea for the perfect snack with tea. Okay. So I think it's this one. Kombu senbei. Let's see, kombu senbei. I mean, seaweed and senbei is not unusual, but they call it crunchy mochi, which I don't think I've ever heard that term before. Crunchy mochi. I mean, to me, it just looks like one of those stick senbeis, but it is a little bit different, I think. Let me see if I can get a close, better look at that. It's a little difficult to show that, but this is kind of like log shape. If you're looking at the typical mochi shape, it's definitely not like that. It's maybe like a piece of it. Pretty darn sturdy. Can't crunch it. It's like I'm trying. Oh, I can crush it a little bit, but I'm not going to. We're gonna try it and snap it off. This one tastes like a regular rice senbei to me. It's just very thick. Just very thick. Like normally when you get those stick rice crackers, they're normally not that thick. Just for comparison, here's my index finger, and here's the senbei cross section, and you can see how fat that is. It's usually not that big. It's usually probably like half that size. So it's surprising how thick this is. Flavor wise though, flavor wise is okay. Usually this kind of stuff is not heavily salted to begin with, so I barely taste any salt. It's there. It's just barely there though, if I'm being honest. It's all right. It's all right. It's just this isn't usually the kind of thing I would snack on, but it's nice because it has a big crunch. Supposedly it goes well with tea. Let me try that after the fact. So we got the tea. We got a little bit of this. All right, tea, this. I don't know. I think the tea washed out any flavor that it had. It's still good, but personally, I think I would, if for me, I'd probably like salt this a little bit more. Just because I don't really taste it. I taste the rice quite well, but not the salt. Probably not the best snack in this box so far, but still not bad overall, not bad. Okay, we are saving this for later. We're saving that for later. Ah, jeez. Okay, this is where it becomes really tough on me, because we got several good things here. Excuse me. We got several good things here that we could try. I think what we will do is try this one first. White chocolate noir cookies. We got 2 of them, so I'm going to put this other one behind me. So it looks like just regular cookies according to the packaging, but this is made in Tokyo by Yamazaki Biscuits. But again, the reason why it's here because of the Hokkaido milk filling. The cream is made with Hokkaido milk, and this is Nowaru, Shiroi Nowaru, I think. I think that's what it says. Okay, there's probably a better way to open this. Okay, holy crap. These are quite thin. There's like 3 in in one of this, and I think it breaks very, very easily. Let me just show you what that looks like. Okay. Ooh, so nice. Okay, so it's a very thin cookie, pretty white, noir. Is black though. They probably should have called this blanc instead of noir. But that's what it is. It's a white cookie with a white cream, very thin. This is not your Oreo cookie with the really thick outer shell, outer cookies. Very thin filling, very, very thin cookies. There are 3 in each pack. However, this is also very delicate. Like, you see this chip over here? That was not chipped when I opened it. It got chipped when I was trying to open it. So this is very, yeah, see that? It breaks apart really easily. I think something fell here. That's nice. Let me try that again. White chocolate, the cookie is pretty thin, but not wafer thin. It just has enough give to hold it together, and when you bite it, it mixes well with the cream in the middle. And the cream in the middle is very, very milky. I'm actually, excuse me, very milky, but then again, that's probably because it's what the white chocolate. It's probably the white chocolate. But still, even white chocolate doesn't taste that milky. It's definitely a mix of white chocolate and milk, which makes for this a very, very nice. I can't even call this a cookie anymore, but it is a cookie. It still has the consistency of a cookie, but it's bordering on being a wafer because of how thin this thing is. Very delicate. You guys should try this, man. You guys should try. Here, it's a little beaten up, but here's your share. All right, Yeah, that was really good. Very thin though, like I said, very thin. If I had to, man, there's no comparison to this as far as American snacks or anything like that. Like, you can take the thinnest Oreo cookie, even the white Oreo cookie, and still wouldn't compare to this thing. Definitely not. It's very delicate. It's definitely very delicate though. Okay. We're gonna have a bunch of sweet snacks here. I want to do the senbei, the scallop senbei, but we're gonna save that for a little bit. We're going to try the walnut mochi next. Let's try the walnut mochi next. This looks interesting. I don't think I've ever seen walnut in Japan before, but we got a walnut. I think it might be like a peanut brittle. Smooth and chewy texture of mochi rice and red bean paired with texture of roasted walnut. That reminds me. Other than the jelly pudding and this thing, we haven't had a single red bean in this box. There's no manju. That's what I was thinking of. There's no manju, there's no red bean. That is actually quite refreshing because I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, I'll be honest. But this wrapping is like a paper wrapping around the walnut mochi. According to the picture, it should look like a giant like it kind of looks like one of those brown sugar snacks. Yeah, so it's wrapped in paper, and then even wrapped even further in plastic, because I think this is going to be super sticky. Which means I probably should grab like a spoon or something, but we're just going to go at it. We're just going to go at it for now. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, that is sticky. It's. I think this might be actual mochi, which means I may have to. Oh, it's wrapped in a thin layer of edible rice paper. Okay, so I don't unwrap it. This is rice paper. Okay, that reminds me of the White Rabbit stuff that I've had before. Okay, so this is edible. So since this is edible, we'll just take a little piece of this. Holy crap. Is there a way for me to just grab... I don't want to take too much. This looks very thick. Let's just take this. Holy crap, that's actually mochi. That's like very sticky mochi. I think we're gonna... We might have to like find a way to wrap that back up. But this is mochi, rice paper. Mochi and rice paper. It's a mess now because it was a chore to try to take it off. I think if I was trying to cut this into pieces, I would actually use a knife, like a really sharp knife or scissors, to cut this apart. Because pulling it, I think, just destroys this entire thing. But let's give it a shot. This is for you guys. It takes a little while. It takes a little while to get into it, because the rice paper kind of meshes with the rice paper meshes with the mochi, and you know how your typical mochi is kind of stretchy, kind of pillowy sometimes. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. This tastes more like I said, it kind of tastes like those brown sugar candies that is really soft and pliable. Except once you chew on this, it does break up into these tiny little balls of mochi in your mouth. Probably because the rice paper is mixing in, and then you keep the rice paper makes everything separate into like smaller pieces. But I guess I could just bite on this, like just bite on that, and and that's how you eat it. But if you want to share it with someone, you definitely would have to cut this. It's very different from all the typical Japanese snacks, though, because usually I wouldn't think this is something that came from Japan. This looks more like something you would see in Southeast Asia, because like suman and all those other rice sticky rice snacks, it's kind of like packaged like this. But seeing this in Japan, that's quite different. And also using walnuts in it, that's also quite different. A pleasant surprise, a very pleasant surprise. I'm gonna have to figure out how to store this before it goes bad on me. But that's nice, very nice. Oh, I did forget to mention, it's not overly sweet. It's not overly sweet. It definitely has some sugar in there. Let's see what ingredients they use. Yeah, sugar, starch syrup, wheat flour. Oh, I wouldn't have thought wheat flour was in here too. Rice cake flour. Yeah, bean paste. I didn't taste the bean paste, honestly. I didn't taste the bean paste. Usually when you bite into something with red bean paste flavor, Usually when you bite into something with red bean paste or red bean paste anything, the flavor is very strong and the texture is very intrusive. But in this case, it's very smooth. It's actually very smooth. You don't notice it. You do notice the walnuts because it's a walnut. It do be crunchy. It's not a whole lot of walnuts. It feels like it's been chopped up into tiny pieces and spread all around the mochi. But that was quite nice. Quite nice. I think I can go for one more sweet snack before we do this, because that wasn't overly sweet. That wasn't overly sweet. So let's try this thing, the Castella. The Vitamin Castella. What? Why is it called Vitamin Castella? This loaf is enriched with B1 and B2. First created in Hokkaido in the 1920s. Eat it with milk tea or fried slices dipped in egg and milk. Oh, I probably should save some of that for French toast then. I never thought of using Castella for French toast, but it kind of makes sense. It is loaf-like. It is loaf-like, and you can cut it up in tiny pieces and eat it like that. Which reminds me, if you get some Hawaiian rolls, you can probably do like Hawaiian roll French toast. That's also a thing you can do. Alright, let's give this a shot then. If that's the case, I need to save some of this for breakfast. Or snacks. This is very light. Holy crap, this Castella is very light. Like, I think this is the lightest Castella I've ever had. Also, it's not sticky. There's definitely some sugar on top and the bottom. Like, I can see some sugar on top because it shines. Like, you can kind of see it on camera. The bottom, no sugar there, no shiny. So the top has a little bit of sugar. Very light. It's not heavy like your typical Castella. It doesn't look very spongy like your typical Castella at all. So let's tear that apart. Even the cross section does not look like your typical Castella. Your typical Castella is more cakey in texture. This looks more like bread. It definitely does look more like bread than your usual style. Alright, let's give it a try. Itadakimasu. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a chiffon cake. This texture, especially when you bite down on it, it reminds me of a chiffon cake. That's what this reminds me of. Overall, I think it's really good. It's because it's also really light. But I'm not sure if you can use this for the French toast recipe that they're mentioning in the snack details, because this looks way too thin. Even if you do slice this up, that's going to be some tiny French toast slices, and I don't think that would work. I think this would disintegrate in the pan if you try to cook them like that. Just a feeling I had. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The flavor is good. The sweetness and the balance of all the textures and stuff is also pretty good. But yeah, I don't know about the French toast bit. I don't know about the French toast bit, but it's pretty nice. It's nice though. I guess I'll have to try that for breakfast. I don't know. I'm still a little sus about that. Good. Would recommend. And some tea. Need some tea. Alright, we're down to our last two packaged snacks. There's still some jellies after this, which I'm going to grab in the fridge as soon as we're done with this. But we are save this big one for last. We're going to try this one. We're going to try the blue one next. And the blue one is a scallop senbei. Here's the thing about scallops. I like scallops. However, I don't think scallops have a particular flavor. Like, if you ever actually tasted a scallop and try to analyze that flavor, I doubt you can taste anything that's different from a regular shellfish. Like, let's be honest, a scallop to a regular shellfish might be a little bit different from a mussel. But if you put it in a senbei format like this, I don't think that flavor you can really taste. Because the main thing about scallop, at least for me, it's a texture thing. Scallops are supposed to be big, they're supposed to be chewy or stringy when you bite into them. But as an actual flavor, I don't think there's anything different other than the brine of the sea. I'll be honest with that. I don't think there's anything different. But let's see if this can prove me wrong. My guess is I'm going to taste just a regular shellfish flavor, but not necessarily scallop. It could be anything, and it wouldn't be scallop. But it would be a shellfish flavor. We'll see about that. Wrapping is in paper, though. It's a paper wrapping. Paper and foil. How do you do that, actually? And it looks like it's just one giant senbei. I thought there would be two here, but it's just one. And you can see, it's very big, it's very crumbly. This kind of looks very similar to the soy sauce senbei we had last time, except there's no soy sauce here. The texture looks similar though. Big, thick, and very crunchy. Very crunchy looking. Alright, let me give this a bite. I'm not going to cut this in half. I'm just going to bite into it. Just going to bite into it. Okay, so I was pretty right about that. I did taste a seafood flavor, but I wouldn't attribute it to scallops if you didn't tell me what it was. Because like I said, a scallop doesn't really taste anything special except for like texture. It does have, I mean, it tastes like any other shellfish if you take texture aside. Like I said, excuse me. But yeah, a scallop I wouldn't be able to tell unless you told me. But the seafood flavor of the shellfish, definitely in here. If you told me this was made from shrimp, I would have believed you. Because it almost tastes like shrimp. But if you tell me it's scallop, I would be questioning that quite a bit. Flavor-wise, though, and crunch factor and how satisfying this thing is to eat, very good. Very good. If I had like some nice clear soup, this with some clear soup would be great. You don't want to do this with tea. You definitely want some soup with that, like a mushroom soup, clear mushroom soup, or vegetable soup. See, rice confectionery dough, seafood flavoring. Various kinds of fish, squid powder. Okay, so I was right. There's more things in here besides scallop. Like I said, scallop flavor was not the first thing that came to mind, and it looks like there's some soup in here also, mixed in. But still, it's still really good. It's just saying it's a scallop senbei is a little bit misleading, because I would think the scallop flavoring will be much higher on the list. But I guess it also depends on how strong the scallop flavor is once you mix it with everything else, right? So anyway, I still think it's good. I just don't think it's scallops in particular. Yeah. All right, and now we have the last big package snack in here. This one is quite a beast. They actually gave us one entire package because they probably couldn't find a smaller thing. But I don't mind that. This is Hokkaido milk karinto. Karinto are a popular snack in Japan, made by lightly frying rice batter and coating it with delicious flavoring and seasoning. Sweet version is made with Hokkaido milk and has a lovely crisp texture. I believe it. I wish I actually had some milk to go with this. I wish I had some actual milk to go with this, but you can see we have lots of little pieces here, so plenty to share around. The back of the packaging definitely touts the Hokkaido milk. Hokkaido milk from Otaru. I think Otaru is one of the main places they show in Golden Kamuy also, now that I think about it. Oh, I'm really kind of excited about this. There's no seal though. There's no seal, so I have to figure out a way to close this once I open it. Alright. Okay, so the Karinto stuff is in various sizes. It looks like the small ones popped out when I got to it. You can see it's fried. It looks maybe a little bit puffy, sugar on top, and brownish. Let's give it a shot. Here's your share, guys. Ah. It's nice. It's nice. It has that nice, what do you call this? It's a nice fried flavor, kind of like what's it called? What is it called? It's like fried dough sticks, except crunchy all throughout because of how small it is, and not doughy at all. It's slightly sugared. I don't know if I can taste the milk. Let me grab another one just to make sure. Got a bigger piece this time. Still looks the same. Dark brown with splotches of white. I'm not sure how you get this though. I'm not sure how you get this, but this definitely needs some milk. Yep, that definitely needs some milk. Or tea, but I think milk would work better in this case. It's like a crunchy cookie. I feel like it's like a crunchy fried cookie, if that makes any sense. It definitely has a fried flavor to it. Fried almost, not burnt. I don't want to say burnt, but it's bordering on getting to that burnt-ish flavor, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But yeah, that's actually quite pleasant. That's really quite pleasant. Okay, let me go to the fridge really quick. I'll be grabbing the last two items on the list, which are puddings and jellies. So I'll be back. And I'm gonna have to maybe find a bowl. Maybe I'll have to grab 2 bowls and some spoons. Be right back though. Yeah, I was kind of debating what would be the better way to present this. I think the cardboard box is a better way to add some contrast to this rather than my desk. But, oh, excuse me. All right, so two things we have here. We'll start with this. Here we have a red bean pudding. Again, not a fan of red beans, but this time it's in a fancy paper packaging that you can slip that out pretty easily. Red bean emulsified throughout this jelly. They call it pudding though. I don't know about this one, guys. The last red bean jelly pudding one was questionable, but hopefully this will be better. Let's see what the ingredients are really quick. Sugar, red bean paste, milk. Okay, that explains some things. All right, let's give this a try. I'm kind of curious myself. Let's put that there to catch any juices. I think we don't need the the noise filter off anymore. Oh, no juices actually. Okay, good start. At least I won't be sticky. I don't think I actually need the bowl for this one. Set that aside. Anyway, let's there we go. I'll deal with you later. Okay, so red bean pudding. It just looks like red beans emulsified in something white. I guess it's gonna be milk in this case. Very soft. It is definitely a pudding, more of a pudding texture than it is a jelly texture. Oh man, I hope this is passable. I hope. Alright, itadakimasu. Very sweet. Very sweet. I don't mind eating this. I don't mind eating this. Still probably not one of the things I would reach out for. But it has a pleasant flavor. The red bean doesn't put me off as much as I thought it would. And the texture though, when you bite into it, it's like a regular pudding. So it's actually a pudding. I'm quite surprised. And I don't have anything bad to say about this. I actually think the red bean skins that are embedded in this pudding add a little something to this. It is on the sweet side. Not super sweet. Not super sweet, but it is on the sweet side. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'll say that much. I like this a lot better than the red bean jelly from last time, which was odd, to say the least. I'm going to finish this off later, though, and I enjoyed that. What we have last now is something that's actually probably going to need this, because if we don't have this, it's gonna get everywhere. All right, so for our last snack for today, where are you? Yuzu kuzumochi. What the heck is kuzumochi? Kuzumochi is a Japanese dessert made with fermented wheat starch rather than mochi rice flour. Ah, kuzumochi. So, not fake mochi. I think kuzu normally means like shitty, right? Shitty mochi? Shitty mochi? Really? Okay, well, let's just call it shitty mochi because it's not actually mochi. It's wheat. This thing is wrapped in paper. And it looks fairly plain, let's be honest. This is a fairly plain looking dessert, but this is yuzu jelly. Though it's supposedly a mochi. So, okay, no juices actually. So this is the second juiceless jelly that we've run into back to back. I'm actually quite impressed. Usually when you have like some sort of fruit flavored jelly, there's some juices on top that kind of spills over, but this has zero. The wheat though, I wouldn't have guessed there was wheat in here. Alright, itadakimasu. Here's your guys' share for this one because I think this is going to be good. That's yuzu, alright. That's yuzu. That's actually quite thick. Not as springy as gelatin, and definitely not as tough as agar. If you told me this had wheat, I wouldn't have known. I would not have known. High fructose corn syrup, sugar, concentrated apple juice, yuzu juice, gelling agent. It doesn't say wheat in there. It doesn't say wheat in here, so where'd the wheat come from? Where'd the wheat come from? Oh well, it doesn't matter. This is pretty good though. It's a very nice, refreshing jelly to have at the end of everything. And I'll definitely finish this off after I finish off the pudding, because this is nice. Just wasn't expecting the lack of juice, though there is, I think, a little bit of juice now at the top. Can't really see it too on camera, but maybe you can kind of see it there. But that's it's definitely very lightly balanced on the apple and yuzu flavoring. Don't really taste the apple too much, but maybe a hint here and there. The yuzu though, it's not a strong yuzu flavor, which apparently some people don't like yuzu because of how bitter it could be. It just tastes like a nice fresh citrus. Not even maybe a little bit of lemony feel, but not the tartness of a lemon. Very good though, very good. All right, I think that's all for the Sakuraco box for today. We are definitely going to have several more Sakuraco boxes. I don't know how many more months of Sakuraco I have left. I think it's I feel like I may have like 5 or 6 months left. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember exactly when I started this thing, but it's definitely been interesting so far. And if you are interested in trying a snack box from Japan, there's definitely this, and there's also another one called Boxu, which I think is the more popular one, but I think I like this just because it has some other it's different in its own way. You can try both. You could definitely try both, but I like this is what I tried, and it's nice. It's very nice. All right, guys, I am gonna sign off for now. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that snack review for this month's Sakuraco box. And I'll see you next time. So tomorrow, I'll be streaming again in the morning for the Asian time slot. Until then, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice rest of your day, everyone. Good night and see ya. Ciao.